everybody, it's Jeff, Aromatics. Great to see all of you. Well, I'm just sitting out here smoking my pipe, enjoying the company of my tobacco. As you can see, it is growing very well. Over here is a Havana, over here is a Burley. And speaking of Burley, I figured I would do a video on 5 different Burley forward aromatics. Before I get on with my video, I thought I would just talk about the tobacco just for a minute. I never intended it to be anything more than just planting some seeds, and if they grew, just use them for ornaments. I didn't really think that they would grow as well as they did. But being the weeds that they are, they're just, and living in tobacco country, I'm really surprised at how easy it was to grow. There really isn't much to any of it. It all has gone really well, including the air curing. So I took a couple of the sand leaves off maybe a week ago, and I hung them up to air cure in my shed, and look at that. They're curing like perfect. And I didn't really think much of it until I went to park my motorbike in there the other day, and as soon as I opened the door, I smelt this familiar smell of flue-cured tobacco, although it's not flue-cured, but it smells just like the Virginia that we used to grow on my uncle's farm up here in Ontario. But wow, unmistakable sweet smell, kind of a grassy hay, spicy smell. Oh, fantastic. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to these leaves yellowing even more so I can hang them up and get some more on the go. Maybe by the winter time they'll be aged enough and mellowed out to be able to pop in my pipe and smoke. Really looking forward to that. So back to the video. I am smoking a Pennington Gap, one of the blends in my new to me Bulldog. This is like an old estate pipe that a friend of mine gave to me with a bunch of other random pipes. This one was the one that stood out to me because I do not have a Bulldog yet in a briar form anyway. I do have a couple of the Missouri Meerschaum limited edition type Bulldogs, but this is my first briar one. And also, if you see, there's looks like a hole in the bottom. This one's called a briar mirror. So I guess what they did was they drilled the bottom of it out, and there's a little Meerschaum disc supposed to keep the tobacco dry, which I don't know, the pipe works great. So whether it works or not, I don't know. It's just a good pipe. Okay, so let's get started. I will start with the strongest tobacco and work my way down to the more aromatic one. And let me get it lit, and we'll talk about the first one in a second. So what I have in here that I'm smoking right now is Pennington Gap by Cornell and Deals. This is a very stout blend. Cube cut Burleys, some Black Cavendish, and some cube cut Burley, a little bit of Virginia, I think, and some Black Cavendish. Oh, Perique, lots of Perique. Now, what makes this stand out is it's very peaty. It's not a sweet tobacco at all. It's very dark, rich, peaty. Almost reminds me of the Beast, if you've ever smelled that. Loamy, not quite mushroomy, but loamy. This is a pretty high nicotine, pretty strong blend, one that I take fishing with me. And with that bourbon topping on there, if you want something a little darker, richer, and stout, and you like some Perique, a little bit of spice as well, more a loamy, dark taste than spice, which Perique can do. But good tobacco, check it out. All right, next in strength, probably a more familiar one to some of you, and that would be Cornell and Deals Crooner. So what this is mostly just a straight cube cut Burley, very cube cut, and instead of having a topping to give it that aromatic note, it actually has deer tongue. So for those of you who don't know, deer tongue is just an herb that kind of supposedly gives off a floral vanilla. I find it's more of like a chamomile type of note, very calming, very sweet and floral. So it's quite the contrast. On one side you got those heavy nutty Burleys and that nice burley catch in the back of your throat, but that's offset by kind of a sharp vanilla floral chamomile tea type taste on the other side. It's unique, but not for everybody. But if you like the unique stuff and it sounds interesting to you, definitely check Crooner out. All right, so next on the docket we have, let's go with Bradyville. So Bradyville is another Cornell and Deals blend. Is a mix of, I think this one's got the stoved bright Virginia, as well as some dark air-cured Burley, and the topping on this is vanilla and brandy. So this actually reminds me more of a, oh yeah, this is very aromatic. Kind of a coconut rum is what I get out of it. So quite aromatic, but at the same time, as you smoke it down, those Burleys start to ramp up, and you're getting kind of a cigarette-y type of Burley taste. Typical Burley, but you still have that kind of brandy, vanilla, coconut thing to mellow it out. It's pretty good. It's the best of both worlds. You really do get a good tobacco taste and an aromatic feel as well, if you are into aromatic, if you like aromatic additions to your tobacco. All right, next we have Cornell and Deals Belmont Station. Now we're getting even more on the aromatic side here. This would be a little more on the aromatic side, a little less on the Burley, just because it has quite a bit of Black Cavendish in there. But this also has cube cut Burley, Black Cavendish, and I think it has some Virginia as well. The smell is really nice. If you like aromatic tobaccos, this has kind of got kind of a grapey, like, not grape, but like a wine, and yeah, brandy. Yeah, nice. I like this. This one, if I dry out, almost crispy, to get more of that Burley, the cube cut strength to come out. You got a good balance of a nice brandy, sweet, almost tannic kind of thing on the one side, and on the other side you've got that kind of nutty, just full flavored Burley thing going on. Okay, so I guess last but not least, we have got Asylums Musketeer. Now this is probably my favorite looking tobacco. Now I don't know if you can see. There's some cubes there. Yeah, you can see. What's really cool is it's got actual big, thick cubes of Burley mixed in with some Black Cavendish. And this one to me smells like your typical over-the-counter type of topping. So like Captain Black White, Captain Black Royal, very vanilla, but a little more natural, kind of that Madagascar vanilla smell. This one, at first I wasn't too impressed with it because it wasn't as Burley forward as I expected it to be with that much Burley and those big cubes. But over time, it's actually, it almost kind of has like a dark fired smell to it now, although it's got no dark fired in it. It almost kind of has that, and that's kind of melded. Maybe that's from the Cavendish. It could be a dark fired Black Cavendish, but it's kind of melded in with the flavors, and it's actually gotten stronger over time, not milder like a lot of tobaccos do. So that is all the tobaccos that I have to show off today. So if any of you have tried any of these, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd be interested. And I'm going to leave the video at that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. So till then, Aromatics, signing out.